guys, Sarah here. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy during these really crazy times. My daughter did just wake up from a nap, so she may be a little bit loud in the background, sorry. But today we're going to take a look at some buttermilk cheddar biscuits and blueberry muffins that I actually prepared last night. Both processes were fairly simple. However, I'm not much of a baker, so when it came to the blueberry muffins and the different strokes and whatnot, it did get a little rocky for me. So I did the best that I could. It is what it is, you know, learning experience. However, if I were to make these again in the future, then I would probably change up some of the ingredients due to my keto lifestyle. A few of the ingredients that I would substitute are the all-purpose flour. I'd probably use some whey protein isolate, which is actually a byproduct of milk, and some oat fiber and almond flour. Then I would add some xanthan gum to trap the air, and lastly I would substitute the low-fat buttermilk with a product with a higher fat content, such as like a cream cheese. For the blueberry muffins, pretty much same thing. I would again substitute the all-purpose flour for the whey protein isolate, the almond flour, oat fiber, and xanthan gum. And instead of your regular granulated sugar or confectioner's sugar or whatnot, I would actually use a more natural sweetener. I tend to use the Truvia, and you can get it in little packets, or you can get it in, you know, like a normal size container of it. So I would use that, and due to milk's high sugar content, it actually adds a lot of carbs as well. So I would use cream cheese and sour cream to replace that. I would replace the milk with that. So now let's talk about the roles of the ingredients when baking goods. So flour, liquid, eggs, and fat all have very important functions in creating your buttermilk cheddar biscuits. The flour used for the recipe is an all-purpose flour, which is actually a mixture of high gluten and low gluten content. And flour acts as a thickening agent and holds the wet ingredients together. Also, flour is used to dust your knife and your surface that you're rolling out the dough onto so that it prevents sticking. The liquids in this recipe act as a bridge between toughening and tenderizing. The perfect balance offers both structure and moistness. Buttermilk, eggs, and water are the liquid ingredients used in this recipe. Buttermilk plays two roles. It acts as a toughener and a tenderizer. The fat content tenderizes, while its liquid nature forms networks with gluten to adapt the shape. Eggs have multiple functions in baking. The eggs act as a leavening agent. The egg whites and yolk trap the air until the biscuit is baked. This lightens the texture, making the biscuit airy and helps to hold the structure. The heat during cooking turns the water and the egg whites and the yolks to steam, and this is what gives biscuits their volume and hollowness. The egg yolk's carotenoid xanthophyll provides color. This is why biscuits have a natural golden hue to them. Egg whites provide a light and airy texture, while the yolk provides color, flavor, and texture. The fat from the yolk shortens the gluten strands from the flour, giving the biscuit a more delicate result. And the protein in the egg holds moisture. Moisture prevents staling while improving the flavor and the texture. In addition to eggs acting as a binder, the egg wash that you use to brush the tops before you put it in the oven initiates the Maillard reaction. So the Maillard reaction is a chemical reaction that gives a nice brown color and a distinctive flavor, and it locks in the moisture as well. So the fats used in this recipe include the buttermilk, the butter, cheddar, and the egg yolks. Fats act as moisturizers in food and provide a rich, distinctive flavor. And cold ingredients are key to this recipe. The heat causes steam and reacts with the cold ingredients so that the biscuits puff up and actually have a really flaky nature to them. Some other ingredients used in this recipe are salt and baking powder. The salt adds flavor and the baking powder releases carbon dioxide into the dough, expanding the mixture, giving the product a really light and flaky taste. Obviously, light and flaky is a very good thing for biscuits. So biscuits are considered soft dough. They have a flour mixture that is dry enough to be handled and kneaded. And the key to kneading is only 10 strokes. You don't want to over knead the mixture. So muffins, however, are considered a drop batter. Their flour mixture contains more water than a dough. The main differences in ingredients between the biscuits and muffins are the utilization of sugar and whole milk. The muffins contain more milk and less butter, and this actually gives them their drop batter consistency. The use of sugar for muffins obviously makes them sweet, but it also makes them moist. Sugar competes for water with the flour and obviously wins. So sugar tenderizes, preventing flour from forming gluten, and this end result keeps the product more delicate. Whole milk is used for flavoring and as a structural enhancer. Both recipes use the food science principle of tenderizing, using fat and sugar to keep the product moist and full of flavor. So overall, that was a lot of information, but the products did turn out pretty decent. I really enjoyed the buttermilk biscuits. Had a lot of volume to them, very tasty, good consistency to them. The muffins, like I said, had a little issue with them, but the final product tasted pretty good. So I'm gonna actually show you a couple of them, and then I'll add pictures too down below so that you can take a look at those as well. So let's get over here. Sorry about the mess over here. But so this is my final product of muffin. I don't know if I can get it up here or not. So it actually looks pretty good. I liked how many blueberries were in it. Some other recipes don't really add a lot of blueberries. And then this was my 100 strokes. So you can see that it's overmixed pretty much because it has those large holes and tunnels in it. And then this was, I think, just a couple strokes. Very crumbly, so it's obviously undermixed there. And then this was my final product of my buttermilk cheddar biscuits. Has a pretty good consistency, very flaky. I think it just needed a little bit, maybe more salt, and it was overall pretty good. So, sorry for that. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hopefully you guys are better bakers than I am. So sorry. But yeah, hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.